we had a provider trialing it, and she said, well, I don't need to trial it. I have an IUD. And I said, well, actually, because you actually don't know what your hormones are doing with that IUD in place. And to her surprise, she still was ovulating with her IUD in place, and she's shocked. She's like, how am I not getting pregnant? And I said, well, an IUD works in multiple ways. And so it's still thinning your lining, but your ovary is still producing the hormones. And so it was kind of an eye-opening experience for her. And this provider was a nutritionist. And so she said, I have many patients who have IUDs in, and now I can't just assume that they all have low hormones. And I said, correct. The basic question that I always challenge the providers I work with is, do you know if your patient's ovulating? And a lot of them will say, well, I know they're not because I have an IUD. And I'm like, no, that does not answer the question. Or they'll say they're having a period. And I said, no, that doesn't answer the question either.
Yep.
Are they ovulating? And many of them don't know. And so I am kind of challenging their thinking of what's optimal, what's normal. Ovulation is what's optimal, what's normal, not the bleed. Because as we know, if someone's on, let's say, an oral birth control, they get bleeding. But they're not ovulating, it's withdrawal, right? And so that's also, so I think, again, I see these little slivers of hope that, like the book, the Period Brain, is really educating women. And I see, women starting to realize that birth control might not be what's best for them. And so they're trying to find other means. And so I do see this kind of tide turning where women are demanding better care, which is super exciting.